Hello class, in the previous class we started a new chapter, Lost Spring Stories of the Stolen Childhood by Anis Jung. In today's class we will continue the story. So we were studying the first story, which is Sometime I Find a Rupee in the Garbage. So let's start the story. So students, as we started in the previous class, that in this story there is a boy whose name is Sahib Alam. The name of this boy is Sahib Alam, but the profession of this boy is to pick up the rags, pick up the garbage from the society. Okay, so there is a deep contradiction between the name and the profession. The name is the Lord of the name is the Lord of the world, and the profession is to pick up the garbage. So what happened? One day, our writer Anis met a boy whose name is Sahib. Okay, and she knew that he used to pick up the garbage from the society. And when she asked him that why you do so, why you do this, then he says that I don't have to do anything else. I don't know what to do except this. Then she says that why don't you join the school? Why don't you go to school? What he replies that there is no school in our society. Means that the boy is, that means the society in which the boy Sahib was living, it doesn't have any school. Means the society in which Sahib was living was full of families like Sahibs. Okay, and it was the society of rag pickers, and that's why there was no school in that society. So Sahib says that we don't have any school in our society. Then author says that if I will start a school, would you like to join that school? Then Sahib with a big smile says, why not? Sure, I will join your school. But our author wasn't a bit serious about this offer she made to Sahib, and Sahib was a bit serious about that she may open the school and he will get a chance to join the school, and that's why he was a bit sure that she will open a school. After some day, what happened? When the author met Sahib, Sahib asked her that is your school is ready? And now she felt guilty that why she made a promise like this which she cannot fulfill. But for Sahib it was a regular thing because he used to face these type of promises every day. So it doesn't affect Sahib, but it affected this promise made by our author, affect herself, that why she made such a promise which she was not able to fulfill. Anyways, after that she made Sahib's gang. Means there are some children of Sahib's age group, and they used to pick up the rags together, and when she met them, she saw that they don't have any slippers in their legs. They were not wearing slippers. Then she asked one that why are you not wearing slippers? Why are you not having slippers? Then he replied that my mother don't allow me to wear the slippers. She have kept those slippers on the shelf. Another boy says that even if she allows him, he will throw them. And the boy who said this, he was wearing different shoes in his leg. After asking for the reason, he was embarrassed because he got those different shoes from the garbage only, and that's why actually he was not owning them. He was not he got those shoes from the garbage, and that's why he was wearing them. And the third boy was there who was barefoot, and after asking for the reason, he said that I haven't had any footwear in my entire life till now, and I want to have a footwear. He had a wish to have a footwear. Students, just think for a while. A child is wishing just for a footwear. Means he had not even had a footwear in his entire life, and he is wishing for a footwear, whether it is new or old, doesn't matter. He just wants one. So we can see that in our society, in our neighbor, there are some people who are underprivileged, who cannot even fulfill the basic needs of them or their children. What are the basic needs? First thing is food, second thing is clothing, third thing is education. They cannot afford food for 3 times in a day. They cannot afford good clothes, they cannot afford even worst clothes also. They have one cloth and they used to wear it for months and months. They don't have even slippers in their legs. These are the basic need of any human, and they cannot even afford these also. So think how underprivileged they are and how much privileged we are. What we have to do for them is we can provide them some time of hour in which, if they are not able to join good school or even any school, they don't have money, then what we can do for them? We can provide some time, we can teach them, we can make them learn something, and it's our duty, because they are also human, we are also human. We have money, they don't have. We are privileged, they are not, and that's why we should share these things with them. We should share our clothes with them, we should share our footwear with them, we should provide them some money also, we should provide them good food also, and this is our duty for them. Then after meeting Sahib's gang, the author remembered one story from Udupi. Where is Udupi? Udupi is in Karnataka state, okay? And she met a man, and he said that when he used to be a child, he used to go to school, and while going to school, there was a temple. He used to stood there and ask for a footwear, ask for a pair of shoes, because he was a child of a priest and he don't have enough money. His father don't have enough money at that time so that he could afford him a good pair of shoe. So he used to stood in front of the temple and ask for the Devi to provide him a good pair of shoes. After 30 years of that incident, when the author visited that village, at that place there was another priest and his family was leaving, and she saw that there was a boy, there was a child who used to go to school. He was having good clothes, he was having good uniform, he was wearing good pair of shoes, and he was having a school bag also. Means all mode of necessity was provided to him. So author was happy that this change came at that place. Then she remembered another prayer made by that child, that if I had the shoes, don't let them loose. The son of the priest got all the things, but many children like these rat pickers are still barefoot and they don't have footwear to wear. After meeting Sahib and his gang, author wanted to visit his house where he used to live. She wanted to see the society, she wanted to see the place where this family used to reside, and with Sahib she went to their society. It was Simapuri. Okay, Simapuri is situated in Delhi. And what is Simapuri? Simapuri is basically a wilderness. Okay, means it was an empty land provided by the government of Delhi to deposit all the garbage from the entire city. Okay, means it was the dump area for the garbage. The garbage, all the garbage from the entire city should be dumped there in Simapuri. Okay, and these family from Bangladesh, where is Sahib from? Sahib's family and many others family like Sahib are from Bangladesh. They are the migrants from Bangladesh. Okay, so they used to live there. They made a house of mud and tarpaulin. Okay, and they used to reside there. And it was a very dirty place. It was not a place to reside for common man, but because they don't have enough money, they have to live there. They don't have their identity card with them, so that they cannot claim that they are the resident of India. They don't have any identity card. And after asking, and when author asked them for their identity, when after talking for their identity, one of the ladies said that identity is not more important than food. We get the food to eat, it is more important than the identity we don't have. Some local politician provided them some ration card and a voter ID, so that because of that ration they could cast their vote for them, and that's why they were having only a voter ID card and some ration cards. Okay, this was the only facility provided to them. And after asking that why you are here, why you left your land, they said that they came here in 1971. What happened in 1971? In 1971, India was indulged in a war with Pakistan, and at that time many families from Bangladesh migrated to India for a better future. But as you can see, what a better future they are getting here. But they migrated because of this reason only. Their lands did not help them to have food, enough food for them and their families, and that's why they have to leave that land and come to India. One thing author noticed about Sahib, that while doing this work, Sahib feels carefree. He is happy and he is free. Sahib says that sometimes I find a rupee or a 10 rupee note in garbage, and that's why he is indulged in scrounging the garbage. For Sahib and children like Sahib, scrounging garbage is just like a heap of wonder for them. Okay, because they get many things which are useful for them or which are attractive for them. So you can say that the garbage is a heap of wonder for children like Sahib, and for their family it is a mean of survival. So for Sahib, garbage is a heap of wonder, and for their family, for their parents, garbage is a mean of survival. This is the difference between the children and the parent. They used to do the same work, but Sahib don't apply this as a profession. Basically, okay, he helps his family, but he finds a feeling, he finds happiness in this work. Okay, but his parent don't find any happiness. They use this for their survival, for their survival of their family and them. Okay, that's why this is the difference between Sahib and his parents. One winter morning, author finds Sahib standing in front of a fenced gate and watching the game of tennis. Two men were playing it and Sahib was standing at the gate and watching them playing. After asking, Sahib says that he liked this game and he want to play. But the author knew that this game of tennis is out of reach of children like Sahib. They cannot play this game ever, okay? Just because of their economical condition. One day, Sahib was wearing shoes. After asking that where you get them from, he says that someone gave me. But the reality was that some rich boy who finds a hole in his shoes and finds it inappropriate to wear, he threw them and Sahib got them, and they were just like a dream come true for Sahib because he don't had any shoes ever, and this time he was wearing two beautiful shoes with a hole. Okay, so this was the difference. For someone that shoes was inappropriate to wear, for someone it was a dream come true. So we can see the difference. One day Sahib was having a canister of milk, canister filled with the milk in his hand, okay, and he was going to some shop asking for what the reason, where is your garbage bag. He says that I left that work. He says that now I work in a milk booth, and Sahib says that they give me 800 rupees and they provide me meal too. But Sahib was not looking happy. After asking that are you happy doing work here? Are you satisfied? Sahib did not say anything. Why? Because he was not his own master anymore. When he used to pick up the rags, he was free. It was totally dependent on him when to do work, when not to do. But now when he is paid 800 rupees, he had to come on time and go on time. He is now someone's slave and he had to work according to his master. So this was the story of Sahib and many children like Sahib, okay? So here the first part of this chapter ends. In the next class we will see the next story. Till then, thank you.